We are three Los Angeles filmmakers, Charles Burnett, his son Jonathan, and myself, Joy Shannon. We wanted to make something on blacks in LA and COVID-19 using the safest technology that we had at the time, Zoom. What you're going to see are some of the excerpts of the film that's in progress, After the Lockdown, Black in LA.
Right up until the shutdown, I was working on the most wonderful TV pilot for ABC called Harlem's Kitchen, written by Zaire McGee, and it was just wonderful, directed by a wonderful West Indian Canadian director, Stephen Williams, and it was, Delroy Lindo and myself, the leads, and an incredible cast of young people playing our family and our kids, and great story. And it was just shaping up to be one of the most exciting, amazing pieces, being on the bubble, getting all that great buzz. Just as the camera was about to roll, it was like, stop. And we were sent home for 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks has now turned into 3 months. And we're just waiting to see, okay, so what's going to happen?
Being shut down, we shut down the dance studio. We shut down Grey's Anatomy. We were the first major television show to shut down out of concerns for everyone's safety, which, life has to be first. And I'm looking at all my babies, and not one kid stopped coming because of COVID-19. But I realized that it wasn't safe until we understood what we were dealing with.
This will pass. As Wole Soyinka said, we got past slavery. We got past colonization. We got past the droughts and we got past the Sahara Desert when it became a desert. We got to really understand who we are. And we got past that, so we'll get past this.
This is just Cheryl Lee thinking. We're not dying more. We're dying the way we have been dying over 4.5 years.
But my concern is no one's coming to save us. So what are our personal responsibilities in terms of protecting ourselves, our children, our future, our grandparents? It's not just about us as individuals, it's about everybody we affect. And I'm just concerned that we're not taking it seriously enough, even within our own homes. And I'm not sure how that's going to change. That's not everyone, but many of us.
It's still very early in this pandemic from a medical and biological standpoint. We don't understand everything that's going on. But when you look at the crucible of healthcare, especially for the African American community, COVID-19 is a perfect storm. When you think of all the risk factors that we know about that can lead to or are associated with adverse outcomes from COVID-19, those risk factors disproportionately impact or are found among African Americans. High blood pressure, highly prevalent. Diabetes, very prevalent. Chronic lung disease and asthma, very prevalent. And these conditions all work together. It's like they multiply with each other. And so that multiplicative effect is very, very significantly felt among the African American population.
If the virus preys on pre-existing conditions, then in our community, not all of our communities, but many of our communities, if you go down the block of most of our communities, block after block, you see three things: a liquor store, fast food, and a church. Am I lying?
You add on to that, you're adding some more sauce into the mixture, the social determinants of health. In our communities, people weren't getting tested at first because the tests weren't available. It seemed like more affluent communities, movie stars, sports stars, were getting tested for COVID-19. But inner city communities, poor communities, under-resourced communities were not getting tested. But this is where the need is, because we've seen, as we know now, mortality and other bad outcomes from COVID-19 disproportionately affect the very communities that were not originally getting tested.
If you look at the city of Los Angeles, the lowest number of businesses in the city of Los Angeles are Black-owned businesses. If you go to the communities where they are located, they have a multitude of issues such as unemployment. They're dealing with issues that are low income. They're dealing with issues about health. So all of the issues that confront society are in these communities at the highest level. And so when you look up and see a business in the Black community that's living day to day or week to week, some of those businesses will never return. Some people are saying, well, the business will come back and see if they can make it. Some will never open their doors again because they were on a shoestring from the beginning.
I am definitely afraid that there are jobs and industries that will be impacted by this crisis for perhaps decades to come. Los Angeles County depends greatly on tourism and hospitality. And when you consider hotel and restaurant closures, travel bans, LA has taken a pretty significant hit. I have read reports and studies that suggest that 50% of Los Angeles County residents are either not working or have had their hours severely reduced as a result of this economic pandemic.
Honestly, I think that a lot of Black-owned mom and pop businesses, even independent, young, millennial startups are going to go under. I'm really, really sad to say it, and I hope that we'll bounce back because I know that we tend to be resilient in the arc of history. We've bounced back from our enslavement, from Jim Crow. We've bounced back from mass incarceration. Well, we're bouncing back. But I'm afraid that this is going to take a really big toll on Black businesses. It's true, the economy shut down for everybody, but again, the impact on us is disproportionate for many reasons. For one of those reasons being, look at what happened with the paycheck protection loans. Black businesses got very little opportunity, despite the best efforts of Congresswoman Maxine Waters, the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Karen Bass, and others, to carve out a space for Black businesses. Well, it's relationship with banks, which are now mostly online. It's, where you fall in line as being valued as a business. It's credit, it's paperwork that some of our Black businesses, especially the mom and pop shops, might not have all those paperwork pieces in order. And if they do, they might not have them handy to get to the front of the line right away and be able to submit a competitive bid in order to get these forgivable loans. And so once again, we see the institutional infrastructure issues that are stacked against African Americans, creating a perfect storm for us to lose our businesses under COVID-19.